Hi. Have you ever wondered, how some landscapes make you feel, you feel as though you could step right into the picture? Well, this is because they've got depth. And in this video, I'll show you how to create depth. In this first one, it's a very simple approach to making the illusion of depth, and it's just three land masses. The first one in the foreground is a bit bigger, and the others relatively small. But this works because of two reasons. This first one, for the first in the foreground, that picture it has this road a lot wider, and it gradually gets really quite small in the background. Also, I'm using greater contrast in the foreground, and this will bring it forward even more, and the picture in the background will be quite small and light. Now, in this second picture, I'm going to use overlapping and contrast once again. So we've just got a landmass here, and I'll draw a large rock here in the foreground. Of course, these can be anything. It doesn't have to be a rock. It can be anything you like, but they must overlap and get smaller as they go into the distance, and less detailed also. And can just be just a little suggestion of the rocks as they go over the hill. And of course, the contrast here, I put some shading in to bring it forward. And we emphasize the overlapping of the forward rock to the ones behind. So just in this third one, it's a rather unique way of I'm not going back to create depth. I'm going up more or less. It's we're looking at a rather big hill, and I've drawn an S, a modified S that is, and the eye is led onwards and upwards, and it goes. This is a pathway, and it's literally a pathway too. And we can emphasize the rugged sort of terrain and all the rest of it. And we can see that the S carries us upwards to the top of that cliff. It's like a sort of a ridge, if you like. and of course we'll have contrast of tone, etc., in the foreground, not quite as contrasty in the background area. I'm showing you these methods. There are lots and lots of ways to create depth in a picture. This is just a few of them, but I want you to understand how it works, these few simple techniques. Try this at home too, by all means. You know, you can do the simple first one, the overlapping shapes, and even try this final one, where this third one rather, where the trees are led to by this S shape. Now this larger picture, I just want to have some fun with it. I want to do a more complex drawing, and I hope you enjoy it. It's applying, you know, a fair few methods of creating depth in a picture. Now this first tree is quite a dominant tree. That tree just behind it to the left is less obvious. So this forward tree is in the foreground, and the tree next to it is in the background. And we have here a group of trees that's in the background itself. Sorry, I hope I've made that clear. The tree in the front is in the foreground. The tree next to it on the left is in the middle ground, and the tree, or the group of trees, are in the background. And that one that I'm drawing now is in the background, if you like. I want us. I'll put a line in a moment, and you'll see that that background goes way in the distance. So I'll put some details now. The details bring this tree forward even more. It helps to set about the idea of foreground, middle ground and background, and how they're less detailed as we go back. So this tree, I'll put quite a lot of detail into it. No, I haven't gone into too much detail just now. I want to get the tonal arrangement and the various trees and so forth placed so that I can then concentrate on this tree in the front. You don't, you know, it's obvious, but you don't do one thing and finish it off and then do another thing. You finish the picture itself, the whole thing, because you must see how it works as a whole. And you know, you may not want to do too much detail in the background, so that will emphasize the front tree. So I'm just making general statements here, and later I'll go into more detail. So that tree that I'm working on there, it's a clump of trees much the same as the one next to it, but it's much smaller, thus creating background. So here we can see we've got a lot of detail, and it's definitely working. That space goes back between the two trees and the two clumps of trees in the background. There's a little line there, I hope you can see it. That's the actual horizon. It's way, way in the distance. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you got something out of this. It's a matter of practicing this how to draw depth and so forth. You've just got to, you really have to build up these skills, and then you're producing really good work. So it's just a matter of time. But I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you got something out of it. And if you could leave a comment in the description below, and if you could like and subscribe, it would really help me so much. And check out my channel for other similar pictures or videos such as this one. You see that dark tree on the next to the one in front, the one on the left. You can see I've got very little detail in that, and that's to emphasize the one in the foreground. It really helps. I'm using 135 GSM Munger paper, actually, B4 size, and I used a mechanical pencil this time. I kept breaking the leads on the pencil I usually use, and I think it's faulty manufacturing. So I want a good 2B pencil. I prefer honestly speaking, I prefer the ordinary pencil rather than a mechanical pencil, because you can vary the line work. But I've got to use equipment, so I hope this is satisfactory for you. And yeah, it's quite a nice picture. I quite enjoyed doing this, actually. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.